few different things for a lot of my open hand work, and in general, just whenever my grip kind of feels fried because of Jiu-Jitsu and all the gripping, especially crush grip, things like that. Just my hands don't really feel like working all the time, and I found that whenever I am grasping something, it generally doesn't test as well for me as if I can do open hand stuff. So what normally happens is I'll use either an Ironmind dipping belt, which is probably runs around $60 to $70, but it's been really good for life-saving, especially when I still want to work my back or front, but I can't really grab anything, or it just in general doesn't feel good to grab. I also use just a generic ankle strap. This one really helps for a lot of the open hand work because obviously this is just kind of too big. So this one is better for me in terms of either putting it on my shoulder, so more like that, or my elbow here. And then this one is much better for my I don't necessarily have to keep grabbing, and if I strap it on, I can do a lot of stuff like this. So it really helps and makes things much easier for you, and I'll show you some of the micro movements I'm doing with this one. So that gives you a few ideas of how I work more of the open hand work. What you kind of saw was differences in shoulder deviation, radial deviation, wrist extension, wrist flexion, and a couple of the different stances I'm using with them. Sometimes I also go on the floor and do some funky, basically Jiu-Jitsu stances, which I'll show you with some other stuff. But those are some ways I've kind of incorporated a lot of that stuff to make sure that in general, it seems that because of all the grip work I've been doing in Jiu-Jitsu, my hands don't really want to work in weightlifting. So it really helps for me to be able to do these kind of things where I can still work my back, I can still work my chest, I can still work all those things, but without having to worry about grabbing onto these things where my hands are already kind of fatigued from it.